We are the Sheffields, Kelly and Dave. We have been coming to Wells Branch Community Church since the very beginning. Our name is actually on the charter, so that was pretty exciting. We have been in Wells Branch since we got married, so over 20 years now we've been living within Wells Branch. And we first went to Financial Peace over 10 years ago, so we've been a part of this for a long time. So I was a bit of a nerd in that I always did have this budget, either in a spreadsheet or Quicken or whatever I was using, and it was really just a theoretical budget. And so it was really a useless system. All it meant was at the end of the next month I would criticize Kelly because she went over in some category.
We used credit cards for everything. And what would happen is when I would go shopping for groceries or clothing for the kids or for myself, I was always kind of uncertain if I had enough money.
So I went to take Financial Peace. What he recommended is stop using credit cards and switch to a debit card, and then switch to cash envelopes for the categories in your budget where you have trouble.
I didn't go with them the first time. But after he took the class, the big change we made was we used cash envelopes. So I didn't have the credit card anymore when I went to buy groceries or clothing. And what it did for me is it just freed me up. I just felt so much freer to buy something. I didn't feel guilty. I wasn't anxious about going over the budget because I could look in the envelope and I could see I have enough money.
I always thought it was kind of funny because she would come home and she would confess, hey, I took some of the money from Caleb's clothing envelope to spend on Leah. And I'm like,
Sorry,
I think
Caleb.
we're cool. He might need counseling at some point, but we're good on our budget. We could start planning a lot more for saving, for giving, for some of the key things that I never could get any traction on before. Now that we were sticking to a budget month after month, we could actually stick to that plan and accomplish the goals that we wanted to. So huge difference. It relieved all the stress that we had, all of the guilt, and her, buying things. She didn't have to feel guilty because the money was in the envelope. So just a whole lot in our marriage and our family. Our kids kind of follow the same system, so it made a big difference.
So when we did Financial Peace, Dave Ramsey taught the whole thing. He is very no nonsense, tells it like it is, and explains things like insurance, mortgages, credit card companies, interest, things like that I really didn't learn, I didn't understand very well, and was really afraid of.
He takes very complicated topics and breaks it down into simple steps. So all you really have to understand is the big picture, and then what step am I on, and what's the next step I gotta take. We followed Dave Ramsey's baby steps, and we're now, all the way to step 7. So debt-free, we truly have financial peace. It sounds corny, but we're living it.
Definitely. I mean, when you know how much you have to spend and you know what's left for the month, you can look at that envelope, you have peace. You just know.